Good evening. It is Friday, September 24th, 2021. This evening I would like to take a look at Psalm 46, and I'll be reading from the New Living Translation, 2nd edition. God is our refuge and strength, always ready to help in times of trouble. So we will not fear when earthquakes come and the mountains crumble into the sea. Let the oceans roar and foam. Let the mountains tremble as the waters surge. A river brings joy to the city of our God, the sacred home of the Most High. God dwells in that city, it cannot be destroyed. From the very break of day, God will protect it. The nations are in chaos, and their kingdoms crumble. God's voice thunders, and the earth melts. The Lord of heaven's armies is here among us. The God of Israel is our fortress. Come, see the glorious works of the Lord. See how he brings destruction upon the world. He causes wars to end throughout the earth. He breaks the bow and snaps the spear. He burns the shields with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be honored by every nation. I will be honored throughout the world. The Lord of heaven's armies is here among us. The God of Israel is our fortress. We have a hard time remembering that God is our ever-present help in times of trouble. It seems like we get overwhelmed by the things that are bothering us and forget to focus on God. Whenever you're on shaky high ground or crossing a bridge or on a balcony, someone will tell you, "Don't look down." The thought is that if you do not look down to see how far you can fall, that it's easier to keep your courage up. Whatever situation is bringing fear to your life, if you look at the fear, if you concentrate on the danger, it can overwhelm your perception. But if you look at God, it will help to calm the fear. The psalmist gives some illustrations of fearful things. He lists earthquakes and landslides and ocean storms. These are all times where the very earth moves underneath you. He says we will not be fearful because God is our refuge and our strength. He does not say that we will not be afraid, but that we will not be full of fear. Then the psalmist lists a different kind of fearful situation. He mentions when the nations are in chaos and the kingdoms are crumbling. When we place a lot of faith in our man-made governments, we get very nervous every time there's some kind of upheaval. But the psalmist immediately reminds us that the Lord of heaven's armies, the God of hosts, is with us. God is our fortress. God brings an end to wars and destroys the weapons of war. As fearsome as our weapons get, God is still in control. Then the psalmist uses one of the most beautiful expressions ever heard. He says, "Be still and know that I am God." You know, we'll have trouble with our perception of God's actions in our immediate lives if we cannot make ourselves find the quiet and still time to hear from God. We have so much electronic media noise that we have a hard time hearing God. The psalmist is reminding us that we need to turn off the electronics and to be still before God. You know, I was a pretty active child, and one of the most disturbing punishments that I ever had was to be told to just sit there and be quiet for 5 minutes. As an adult, I'm often fidgeting with something. Sitting still continues to be a challenge. The psalmist says, "Be still and know that I am God." And then he reminds us that when we are still and hear from God, the world is a better place for it. Build in your lives the ability to tune out what else is going on and spend a few minutes each day being still and knowing that He is God. God bless you.